Hello, you guys. Luxura Moon Goddess. And today, for Real Talk Friday, we are going to be discussing your obsession with productivity is why you're not enjoying life. So, let's get into it today. So, productivity. A lot of people nowadays, they feel like that they have to be productive all hours of the day. Like they must be always busy. They must be putting out a lot of output. The way I see it, I don't really care too much about being productive all the time because it's like I don't really feel that it's necessary to be focused on being productive for an enjoyable life. So, with that being said, your obsession with being productive is why you're not enjoying life. And you want to know as to why that is? It is because you're so focused with creating and producing so much output. You must be, it's kind of like those people who always have to be setting goals, always have to be creating vision boards. I can't stand setting goals. I'm going to tell you why it is. I remember back in school, to me, when people talk about, oh, you must be setting goals and creating vision boards or things like that, it just takes me back to school. It's like I don't want to feel like I'm in school. I don't feel like I need to actively be setting goals and different things to stay on track in life. Not only that, but whenever I would set a goal, honestly, it would never even happen anyway, especially if I put a time, they like to, when you're setting goals, people like to place a timeline on it. Especially when I would put a timeline like, oh, I want to have this goal, I want to complete this goal within 3 months. It would never happen. It would never happen. So setting goals is not for me. I've honestly gotten more results with the power of manifesting than setting goals. But back to the topic at hand. You don't need to be focused with being productive. You don't need to be focused on it. Because when you're focused on and when you're obsessed with being productive and getting things done and seeing how much you can get completed in a day, it's like, are you not able to just, because not every day is supposed to be a productive day. It's like you can worry about being productive at work or something like that. But really in your personal life, it's like, don't you just want to sit back and enjoy life? Don't you just want to sit back and relax at times? And I think, especially with, hustle culture in general, it's made people so focused on, oh, I must be doing work all the time. I must be producing things. I must be busy. I don't care to be busy. Sometimes you're going to have lazy days. Sometimes you're going to have lulls in your life. You don't have to be concerned with being busy. And for me, especially back to the topic of work, I know that as a goddess, my my value as a person does not stem from work. It doesn't stem from work. It does not define me. It does not make me who I am. I don't want to be one of those people, and I know that I'll never be one of those people, but it's kind of like those people who their identity is tied to their work. And then it's like you have these people because their identity was tied to their work. And they felt like, oh, their coworkers are family and things of that nature. It's like it's kind of like those people, and my dad is like this. Like he retired and it's like he doesn't have a purpose in life anymore because his identity was tied to his work. It was tied to his job. You are more than a job. You are so much more than a job. Don't think that your profession is the only identity that you have. Especially if you have just like an average job anyway, like a 9 to 5, or really just most jobs in general. You know that your value is more than just a job. Your value is more than what output you can put out. You're not a robot. You're not a machine. You are much more than that. Or excuse me, not much more than that. You're not that at all. You're not a robot. You're not a machine. So don't think like that. Don't think that you must be productive. And when you see certain people, especially on social media, YouTube or whatever, and they're talking about how much work they get done or how much they love their career and things like that, don't feel bad. Don't feel like that, like you're too lazy. Don't feel like there's something wrong with you. Because I'm here to tell you there's nothing wrong with you. And honestly, I don't really think that we're supposed to be doing work in the sense of like, how we have it set up as, traditional jobs and things like that. Don't think, that because you're much more than that. You're not supposed to be a corporate slave. You're not supposed to be a slave to labor. And I'm a person, I don't care about my work. I just don't care. I'll never care. And it doesn't really matter what type of job that I have. Even if I had my dream job, and I've thought about this because when I was younger, I wanted to have a career in art, like being an artist or something like that, a graphic designer, things like that. But even because I've even thought of that now, even if I was, like a graphic designer or what have you, I feel like with it in the context of a job, I would still be miserable. I would honestly still be miserable because there's time constraints. There's somebody you have to report to. I don't like having to report to someone over me. I'm just not that type of person. I really don't like being told what to do because I'm a goddess. I don't like being told what to do. I don't like being controlled. I am very free willed and free spirited. I don't want to be controlled. My value does not come from doing work, producing output. I am not a robot. I am not a machine. And so when you see these people talking about, oh, I'm, being productive, creating a vision board, setting goals, don't feel like, because a lot of people think, oh, and they'll shame you for it. There's lots of people, oh, well, you're lazy. You don't want to do any work. Da, da, da. Who realistically wants to do work? If it's something that you want to do personally outside of a job, that's different. It's like, I don't care to be working. I don't care about being with a career. So, back to the topic at hand. When you're focused with being productive, it's like, are you really enjoying life? Are you really enjoying life? Or are you just so focused with proving that you can produce an output? It's like, think about it this way. It is truly the simple things that can make you happy. It can be truly the simple things that give you bliss in life. And I've come a long way from when I was younger. It's like I could be just sitting outside, relaxing on a nice day. And I could just be content with it. Like sitting at a park, staring at the water in the pond or a lake or what have you. And I can just be content with that. I could be sitting outside listening to music. And some people think, oh, that's lazy, you're not doing anything. So what? It doesn't matter. I'm enjoying my life. I'm enjoying the simple moments. I don't feel like I need to always be productive or busy every single day, or really that often. I'm at a point in my life, even though I'm still very young, I just want to make more time. I want to enjoy my life. I enjoy the simple things. And when you enjoy the simple things, it truly is a blessing because it's like, oh my goodness, I don't have to feel like I have to be an overachiever or like doing the most to be happy. It's like I am content with the simple things. Feeling the wind breeze against my body, feeling the sunlight against my skin, relaxing at the beach, listening to my records on my turntable. These are the simple things in life that I appreciate. So when you're focused and you're consumed with being productive or being busy, or you feel like you have to always have goals in life, are you really just enjoying life, or is it something within you? It's like it's something within you to where you're not content with just being. Just be content with being. I don't understand the mindset of the people where you have to be busy all the time or you have to feel like you have to be, and I know why people do it on some level. They want, people want to have schedules and fill up their time. They don't want to be, because sometimes an idle mind can be a destructive mind. But do you really have to schedule all these different activities in the day. Do you really have to be productive to a point? Are you really just doing this for yourself, for personal goals? Or are you doing it just to prove something to somebody? Is it something within your ego saying, oh, I'm better than somebody else? I can do this, this, this. I can complete all these tasks during the day. I can do all these things efficiently. Because some of it may stem from your ego. Some of it's not, just personal goals or self-fulfillment or personal growth. Some of it is just your ego talking. Let's be real. Because if you feel like you need to be productive every single day, like you're still in high school or college or something, it's like it has to be something on an ego level. Ego level. I don't feel the need to be productive. It's like I am not in school. I'm not in school anymore. I'm not in college anymore. It's been over 10 years since I was in high school. I don't feel the need to be productive. I don't want to be forced to be, productive. Like I need assignments or, I need to have all these different tasks. It's like I'm already working on a job. That is all the productivity and work that I need. And I'm trying to get to a point to where I'm not working anymore. I don't like work in the traditional sense. I really don't. See, you can call me lazy. I don't really care because I just know I'm not supposed to be at work. And I'm going to do a separate video on this because I feel like creative beings really should not be tied to like a traditional job. And so I'm going to do a video topic on that point because I feel like it is so true. You should not be tied down to work. You should not be tied down to a job. So, with that being said, don't feel like you must be productive all the time. Figure out how you can just enjoy the little moments in life. Just enjoy life and just be. Sometimes you have to just be. Enjoy, some people, it's kind of like people who, because a lot of people don't like silence. Some people can't sit in silence. I don't mind silence. Silence can be peaceful. Silence can be blissful. And like I said, it's like sitting outside in silence, enjoying nature, looking at the beauty of nature, the flowers, hearing the sounds of birds chirping, or looking at the beautiful clouds in the sky. It is the simple things that make me happy. And like I said, it's a blessing because I don't feel like I have to be doing like too much. Like a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with being materialistic. I'm a little bit materialistic if I'm being honest. But some people feel like they have to be always buying things to make them happy. And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like, there's nothing wrong with luxury. Especially if you feel like that you deserve it. But on some level, I'm also glad that the simple things make me happy in life. Because it's like my happiness is not tied to other people. My happiness is not tied to anyone other than myself, other than enjoying my life, other than creating moments of bliss. And so, as a goddess, it's like my happiness, I create my own happiness. It doesn't stem from other people, it doesn't stem from me being a corporate workhorse. It stems from myself. And I can create moments of happiness in my life, with just the simple things in life. And I love it. I love it so much because I don't have to be doing the most like other people to be happy. And my happiness is not tied to anyone else. So, with that being said, that has been today's Real Talk Friday. And I will check you later in the next one. Bye bye.